Alright, this is John Colo with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. And what we're going to do today in this episode is we're going to unbox the all-new VSJ series of juicers. The VSJ stands for Vertical Slow Juicer, and this is the 843 model. And what this model is, this is basically the newest model of the Omega Vertical Series juicers. Previously, Omega came out the VRT series, but this is the VSJ series. This is the latest and greatest and improved version. And what we got here for you is we got the VSJ in 3 different colors. So the old VRT series came in like a white and a silver, but the all-new VSJ series comes in a white, a red, and a silver. So what we're going to go ahead and do next is actually we're just going to go ahead and probably unbox the silver one for you guys and show you guys what is included and what makes the VSJ truly unique and different over the previous VRT models. So before we get into the unboxing, I want to share with you guys some of the features of the VSJ juicer that I actually shared on the box with you guys. Number one, it says 43 RPMs, 43 revolutions per minute. This is how fast the juicer spins. This is currently the slowest juicer that's available in the USA at this time. In general, the lower RPM means it's, number one, going to be quieter. Number two, it's going to oxidize the juice less. So this is something I really like. Number two, it says masticating juicer. I don't know if I'd call this a masticating juicer. The Champion juicer is the true masticating juicer because it really juices by chewing. This is more of a cold press juicer in my opinion. It really works by squeezing literally the juice out on a slow way. I believe Omega originally decided to call it masticating because that was the only other term out there. But you know, juicers have improved a lot since the time of the fast spinning Champion masticating blade, and this machine, in my opinion, is even better than a masticating juicer, which they're claiming on the box. Let's see. Juicer tap and mixing function. So this is a function I like. Basically, there's a little spout cap. The original VRT series juicers did not have this spout cap. You can close the spout cap and then do mixing inside the juicing bowl. Whether you want to, mix carrot juice with apple juice inside the bowl, or whether you want to make nut milk, that's where this juice tap really comes in handy. And the reason why I like the juice tap the most myself is because it does prevent drips on your counter when you're finished juicing. Now the thing I want to mention about the juice tap is if you do leave it in its closed position while juicing, you may be sacrificing some of the yield, because I've noticed that if you have the juice cap shut and there's juice inside the bowl, along with the pulp ends up coming out a little bit wetter, than it would if the juice is flowing out, because the pulp is really sitting or bathing in your juice. Alright, next is the auto cleaning function of this machine. So besides having the automatic wiping blade that's the auto cleaning function, one of the things I've discovered with the all new VSJ843 juicers are that if you just simply pour like 24 ounces of water into the juicer with the spout cap closed when you're done juicing, the juicer will almost clean itself. This is completely amazing. This juicer gets the cleanest of any juicer I've ever tested through its auto cleaning feature. That being said, there is a brush included, and you still need to brush down the screen and rinse out the parts for sure. Finally, it says fruits, vegetables, and leafy greens can be juiced, including the wheatgrass. In general, the Vertical Series machines pretty much are good all-around juices. They're going to juice pretty much everything you want to juice: fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, hard vegetables, including wheatgrass, fairly well. Of course, some items will be juiced better in the vertical juicers, and some items might be better juiced in other style juicers. Every juicer has their pros and cons. But in general, the vertical juicers are the ones that sit on my counter that I use on a regular day-to-day basis for a wide variety of juicing and a wide variety of functions, including one of my favorite things, to make the coconut milk or other nut milks. Let's go ahead and turn this box to the side and show you guys what it looks like here. It says 43 RPMs, lower speed, gentle extraction, nutrient-rich juice, auto clean, keeps the bowl and screen clear, masticating, crushes produce and squeezes out the juice, juice tap, mix and release juice into the glass when ready. And here's another thing. 15-year warranty. I want to really encourage you guys to get a juicer with a long warranty. The Omega VSJ series has a 15-year warranty, which is the longest warranty on the whole entire machine. You got to be careful. There are other unscrupulous companies out there selling juicers with a long motor warranty, and the motor is one of the things that'll like never fail or barely ever fails on the juicer with a long motor warranty, but then a shorter warranty on all the juicer parts. And you really want a warranty that's going to really be effective on the juicer parts, because let me tell you something, after using these vertical juicers for many years, I see what parts break, and let me tell you, it's not the motor, it's the other parts. Some of the parts may get quite expensive, you know, $80 for this part, $40 for this part. And if your juicer has a long warranty, that's going to be covered, and you're going to get those replacement parts for free, you know, at a later date for the next 15 years. So what does this mean? This means you're simply going to have to buy this juicer once, and then you don't have to buy a juicer probably for the rest of your life. You know, honestly, you'd be able to use this one day in, day out to get the health benefits that juicing will offer you, which is basically just getting more fresh fruits and fresh vegetables in you. America's in a crisis right now, you know, and the crisis to me is simply that Americans and people around the world, you know, are just simply not eating enough fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. These are nature's foods, foods that are found in nature. People are eating foods found in packages, bottles, and jars that are not foods in nature. And it's these processed foods that, in my opinion, are causing many of the health challenges of today. But by using the juicing, like myself and many other people that I've sold juicers to have told me, it literally turns their life around. They have more energy, they lose weight, they get healthier, they rarely get sick. All these kind of things are things that are normally reported to me, you know, after somebody gets on a juicing program for a period of time. And you could do it too. So yeah, long warranties, definitely really important. I'm glad that the VSJ has the longest warranty in the juicing industry, 15 years total. Let's see here. Oh, let's turn over this side of the box here and show you guys what it says on this side. On this side, basically it shows you the slow juicer juice that's being created versus a fast centrifugal ejection style machine. With the centrifugal ejection style machines, you get the juicer separation. And you know, if the juice is looking like that, it's probably not as nutritious. You know, and I definitely do not recommend storing your juices, especially if you make juice in a centrifugal ejection machine. Omega claims that you can store the juice for up to 72 hours if made in this slow juicer, which is good, and I'd rather you guys drink a 72-hour made, you know, juice that you made at home instead of a coffee, tea, soda, or bottled juices. But it's always best to make your juice and drink it right after you make it for the highest health benefit. In addition, they just show some of the parts that are included with the machine, but instead of showing you it on the box, let's go ahead and show you guys in real life. I'll set this box down for you guys so you guys can see that. Open this up and check it out. Got some nice new artwork on the Omega box, and check this out, man. Just looking at this box design makes me thirsty. It says Omega low speed juicer, vegetables, greens, fruits, and there's box number 1 and box number 2. Let's see what's in box number 1 first. Alright, we're going to pull this guy out, open it up. Alright, what we got inside here is we got the juice collection cup. I like that these are actually nesting. These are all new and larger than the versions on the previous VRT series machines. Like that a lot. This one is actually marked up to 1,000 milliliter, which is about 35 ounces, so you could hold probably about 1 quart total in there. In addition, inside here you got a nice full-size pusher, and I do recommend on all vertical juicers you do not use a pusher unless absolutely necessary. If you're pushing produce into the juicer, you're probably pushing things in too fast. You want the juicer to auto-feed the produce in, and to me that's one of the major benefits of the vertical slow juicers is that you do not have to push the produce in provided you prepare properly. And I like to just literally dump the produce in, let it suck in whatever it's juicing, and make my fresh juice without me having to babysit and push each freaking thing into the juicer like you have to do on many other juicers in the market. Alright, in addition, you got a nice little top here for your juice cup here, so if you're going to store your juice, it has a nice little cover here that snaps on, so you can store your juice nice and easily in the fridge. Next, of course, this is a very important part. You got your cleaning brush, so this looks like an oversized toothbrush. It's a nylon bristle brush. The backside has a screwdriver tip end. So this is used for cleaning the screen and getting in some of the different ports of the juicer itself. Next here we got the main juicer apparatus, and this is the heart of the VSJ juicer. I mean, motors on all the juicers are all fairly similar, but this is where the magic really happens. Before we go over this juicer apparatus, let's go ahead and open and see what's in box number 2 in this box here. Oh, there we go. Check it out. We got the Omega warranty registration card. So this says basically you're going to send this in for your 15-year warranty. Now, if you want to save a stamp, you can also actually register online your warranty. And in addition, you have your juicer instruction manual, which is basically a basic juicer instruction manual, about I don't know, 16 pages long. It tells you all the basics on how to use your juicer. There are no juice recipes included in this instruction manual. Next, let's see in box number 2, if we can open this guy up. There's what we got inside there. Got the main motor body. Let's go ahead and slide that guy out, get it on the table, and let's get some of this boxage out of the way. Alright, so let's go ahead and set this juicer up and share with you guys. Now, this is the Omega VSJ juicer. This is the VSJ843QS. So the 843 is a model. All 843s have the same juicer top apparatus. They will get the same yields. The next number is the Q. The Q means this is the Q style design because it's like the squared off design that we're looking at here. And that's what that is. And then the S stands for the silver. It also comes in a W and an R, so the white and the red. And one of the things I like about this is that this motor body is nice and compact. It's a nice squared off design, kind of like looks like that coffee maker look. But this is a lot healthier to own than a coffee maker, and I think everybody should own a juicer and not a coffee maker. So this is a 150 watt motor, nice and heavy duty, and this is the top juicing apparatus. Now the cool thing about this is this comes already and set up to juice, although you might want to wash it before your first use. So now I want to go ahead and show you guys how to disassemble this machine. Once you have it fully assembled, there's a little arrow that points to another arrow on the back that locks it into place. If your juicer is not properly assembled, it will not turn on, and there's basically a built-in safety switch that will not allow you to turn the machine on unless it's properly assembled. So if you put on, like, you know, this top housing and the arrows aren't aligning, it's not going to turn on. So you can't say, John, I have it assembled, it's not going on. Well, you need to make sure the arrows are lined up properly. I mean, they could be on backwards, on this way, and it's just not going to turn on. So yeah, you want to pay attention to that. Let's go ahead and take this part out. So this is a feed chute assembly part. This feed chute assembly part has a nice large hole for feeding the produce. Looks about the same size as other vertical slow juicers on the market. In addition, you want to ensure that you never put children's hands, forks, knives, spoons. You don't want to put anything in this feed chute aside from the pusher that's included. If you put other things inside the feed chute, it may damage the juicer and whatever else you're putting in the juicer, and if it does damage the juicer, it will not be covered under warranty. So yeah, nice large part. Oh, and the other part, this part also has a little funnel. So I like the funnel, has a nice large lip, so say you're juicing like cherry tomatoes, you could pile on a cherry tomatoes and just you know, funnel them in a little bit at a time. Or if you want to make the almond milk, you can, you know, put some soaked almonds on there and funnel them in a little bit of time with some water. So now I want to show you guys what really sets the Omega VSJ series apart from the other vertical slow juicers on the market. Number one, it has a dual edge auger. Here's one edge here, here's another edge here. So as this spins around, basically it chops off produce there, then it chops off produce there twice. So that's really cool. Former vertical juicers had only a single edge on them, so this did not work as well. They also say the edges are supposed to maybe cut up the produce better. I would not, you know, recommend putting uncut leafy greens, for example, or celery into these machines despite the dual edge. While it does cut a little bit and it's going to be a bit more efficient, I personally believe and recommend you guys prepare your produce properly, which includes cutting all your greens and celery and things with hard fiber stalks into 1/8-inch pieces for optimal, you know, juicing. Yeah, some people cut it into 1-inch pieces or whatever and it kind of works, but if you want it to be done right the first time, have the minimal pulp in your juice, cut it to 1/8-inch pieces or 1/4-inch pieces. I'll soon make a video on how to juice in the Omega VSJ, some of the tips and tricks that I've learned, you know, after I've been using it a while. So yeah, that's the dual edge auger. In addition, it has these little wings here on the outside, which I'm going to share with you guys in a minute why those are valuable. Another big difference about this auger, unlike the previous VRT series, is the VRT series basically was pretty much flat on the bottom side, had a small indentation, but this one actually has a nice large indentation. I don't know if you guys see that. I can stick my whole finger in there. Now, this is part of the design. When you take the VSJ juicer apart, when you're done juicing, you will pick this auger up and you'll see this is almost packed with the pulp inside. John, it's packed with pulp. What's going on? Don't worry, this is part of the design. How the produce is juiced in the VSJ series is that it actually goes in, the auger spins around, and basically the auger crushes the produce in between the screen. Out of the screen comes the juice, the pulp gets pushed down all the way. The pulp then makes a U-turn, it goes down and then it goes back up the auger and then it comes back down again to get pushed out of the machine. So yes, there will be pulp underneath the auger every single time you're done, using it. Now let's go ahead and take out the next part, which is the juicing screen right here. Now this juicing screen is made out of the GE Ultimate material. This is 8 times harder. Juicing screens on other juicers may not be using the Ultimate material. In addition, Omega has strengthened this screen even more than the previous models, because I want you guys to look inside this screen. If we look at it at an angle, pretty much it's all stainless steel all the way down except for 4 little plastic ridges that help grind up the produce. When you get to the bottom of the screen, there are now stainless steel ridges, so this is unlike other vertical slow juicers, which have usually more plastic ridges. Now, more plastic ridges means more chances for breakage, and because this is mostly all stainless steel now, I'm sure this screen is greatly strengthened. Another thing that's different between this screen and the previous model is if we look at the bottom, there are no holes. The previous screen basically had a little lip on the bottom with a little hole that all the pulp would need to get ejected out of and go through. And it's this little hole on the bottom of the screen that caused many problems with the pulp blockage and backing up and actually extra pulp in the juice and poor performance. So Omega has now actually deleted this. There's no hole in the bottom of the screen that the pulp needs to go through, so I like this a lot. In addition, another thing that's missing from this, unlike other screens on other machines, are like a little dot. Normally they give you an aligning dot, which means you need to align this dot with a certain dot on the housing. And with this machine, there's no alignment necessary. Basically drop it in and it fits in 4 different positions and it drops in and you're all set, ready to juice. Next, of course, is the automatic wiping blade. So this is part of the automatic cleaning system that the Omega VSJ juicer has. Basically what we're looking at here is wiping screens, kind of like the windshield wipers on your car. We put this in there, and what happens is as the juicer's spinning, this thing is spinning around, and it's actually keeping the screen clean like windshield wipers. Now there are, on this wiping blade assembly, there are only actually 2 wipers. These are the silicone wipers right here, and there's 2 plastic fixed wipers that don't really wipe. They're probably more for just looks only, and so that makes this cleaning easy. Some juicers actually have 4 wiping blades, and the problem with the wiping blades, and these are removable, is that there will be juice will get stuck in between the wiping blades, so you need to remove them occasionally. I have to remove mine once a week to clean them, clean that in between there. And then on this, there's only 2, so the other 2 are non-removable, so this is going to make cleaning easier. Another major improvement with this wiping blade over previous model, and actually all other vertical slow juicers on the market, is that this doesn't have any gearing on the bottom. I have noticed the gearing on the bottom sometimes will either get shoved up if the pulp gets backed up too much, which will stop this from working, number 1. Number 2, will get clogged up with pulp and be hard to clean all the different teeth. And number 3, causes excess noise on the juicer because you got an extra gear that drives this. Now, with this machine, what drives this is simply the auger. If you put the auger in there, the auger fits in to the wiping blade, and as the auger spins, the 2 wings on the top drives the wiping blade. So this is completely ingenious. And that deletes the part that would normally be in here, which is a little gear inside the juicing bowl. So this gear inside the juicing bowl, almost every time I juice, especially things like celery, fibers will get wrapped around that little gear, and it can be challenging to clean. Because the VSJ juicer does not have this gear, it makes the VSJ juicer the easiest vertical slow juicer on the market that I've seen to clean to date. And this has actually a nice passageways, really easy to get into. You know, once again, you got your little screwdriver end to get in there to clean out some of the pulp, and to get in the little ejection port here, as well as the spout. In addition, you can use a screwdriver end to get in to, you know, brush this out and to brush out inside your spout. So definitely, yeah, don't lose your cleaning brush. In addition, this bowl is actually marked up to 450 milliliters, which is approximately 16 ounces. So this is if you're going to mix in the bowl here. And you have this little spout cap, which is actually integrated into the bowl design. Some of the spout caps are actually add-ons or clip-ons that I don't particularly care for. In addition, I want you guys to see that. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera here, but this is like a stylized, like, I don't know, kind of cool shape for where the juice comes out instead of just the plain standard cylindrical design. So I definitely like that a lot. And another thing on this juicing bowl here, it has an upgraded bushing. One of the biggest challenges with all vertical juicers has been there's been leakage out of this bushing here, and it looks like because this bushing is highly upgraded and fairly thick, hopefully that'll eliminate the leakage problems with the Omega VSJ juicers. The final thing I want to point out on this bowl here is that there's this little flap, this little tab you're going to pull out, and this little tab that basically covers a little hole where the pulp goes through, and this provides back pressure and keeps back pressure on the produce so that it gets fully juiced before it gets ejected out. So you'll always want to push this little gray flap in to juice, and you're going to pull it out every time to clean it. So we're going to go ahead and put that guy back in. Another cool thing about this bowl design is that unlike previous vertical slow juicers, this is a set-on design. So literally you just set it on, it locks into place. Other vertical juicers you have to set it on and then turn it to lock it into place. This has caused problems for some customers in the past that get it locked on and then they can't get it unlocked. So with that, let's go ahead and show you how easy the assembly is on this machine. We're just going to go ahead and take the bowl unit, set it on there like that, it locks into place. Next, we're going to go ahead and take this wiping assembly and take our screen, and we're going to push that in there. Now, you might think, okay, John, that's lined up, it's good, right? No, because the bottom needs not to be flush. You need to actually take your fingers and push the screen in all the way, and look how the screen actually extends past the wiping blade. How you'll know if this is correct, because these little wiping blades in here will be lined up with the little screen, so that looks like it's good. No dots to worry about to align these. Just going to drop it in there and rotate this until it drops into place, and then we're all set. On the auger, you want to make sure these little two keyed wings actually go into the keyed wings on the wiping blade assembly. Just drop it right in and maybe spin it around a little bit until it drops into place, and you can spin it by hand to see that the wiping blade's all ready to go. And then finally we got the top here, and we're going to put this little arrow on the back there. Very important to put the arrow on the back facing all the way to the flat back of the machine, and then we're going to turn it to lock it into place. So we're going to go ahead and show you that real quick, because that's very important. If you do not do this, your machine will not turn on. Let me go ahead and show you guys that. You can see hopefully the two arrows lined up on the top of the machine, so now you can use it. Next, of course, you got your larger bin, which is for your pulp catch, and then you have your smaller bin, which is for your juice. Finally, you have your brush to clean it, and your pusher, and your instruction manual. So there you guys have it. That's what's included with the all-new Omega VSJ juicer. Once again, I was showing you guys the silver model, but not only does it come in a silver, which is a nice and beautiful, but it also comes in the white and then also the red. So you could have any color that will match your kitchen. Basically, all these juicers are the same exact price. They function all the same. The only difference is the color. And once again, this model is the Omega VSJ843QS, the Omega VSJ843QW, and the Omega VSJ843QR. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode learning more about the Omega VSJ843 juicer and what's included in the box. DiscountJuicers.com is now offering these juices. We have been for several weeks now. Sales are great, and actually based on my testing in the kitchen, this juicer is probably one of the best vertical slow juicers I've tested to date. It makes a higher yield and less pulp than other machines. To see this in actual real life, be sure to subscribe to my videos where I have upcoming videos using the VSJ843 juicer in many different ways. I already have published several videos on the Omega VSJ843 juicer in real life so that you guys could see how it juices and why it's so much more efficient than other vertical juicers on the market. So if you're interested in purchasing the Omega VSJ843 juicer, please visit us at discountjuicers.com. We're one of the only retailers in the country at this time offering the brand new VSJ843 juicer. Also, be sure to visit discountjuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors. Alright, this is John Colo at discountjuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. And what we're going to do today is we're going to do a juice off in comparison of the TriBest Slow Star vertical single auger juicer